What is going on, y'all? We are back. Apologize about week 7. We could not be here because of conflict of scheduling, but we are back now. It's the Spotlight Sports Talk. I have Nakia, I have Dante, aka Red, and my guy from Sports Ruffians, Trevor. He's excited. Panthers won this week.
Oh yeah, fourth quarter comeback, baby.
What's funny is he got a Falcons hat right behind him, so they both got the win.
Yeah. See, I'm just like crossing off teams. Matter of fact, the Falcons next when we beat them at home, so that they'll come off.
Okay. So we here for NFL Week 8 picks. So let's get straight into it. We got the Thursday night game. Miami Dolphins are traveling to Houston against the Houston Texans here. I'm still going to take the Texans. I like what the defense did this past week, and they balled out. I understand it was against a Jacksonville Jaguars team that's really decimated on offense, but it is what it is. You're an NFL team, and they came out and they executed. And Texans do play better at home. In some way, I think Will Fuller plays better at home, so do DeAndre Hopkins. It's just that Deshaun Watson got to get them the ball, and that line got to block for him. But at the same time, Dolphins D is no different. Dolphins D is pretty mediocre. So I'm going with the Texans here. I'm taking them.
I got to take them too, man. And just to piggyback off of what you said, man, for one, I do not like or believe in Brock Osweiler at all. And the boy got 2 receivers that's out, man. Amendola's dealing with an issue, but I think he's going to play. But I think Kenny Stills is out. He got 2 receivers that's not playing. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, man, Houston team all around, they just play better at home. So, I got to go with the Texans with that.
I'm also pick the Texans. I don't think that Osweiler is going to be good at get up against Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt. The defense is Texas defense is starting to produce more. They're starting to work together. And Lamar Miller had an awesome game last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna get that running game together. Definitely got to get the ball to Hopkins. Definitely has to get that man the ball. So I got this. I'm liking the Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Texans too. They have been banged up, so I know like Deshaun Watson hasn't been having like a great game the last couple of games. Will Fuller's been hurt. Even DeAndre Hopkins, even though he's still showing out, has been hurt. I feel like they're a lot healthier now. They leaned on Lamar Miller with those injuries, and like you said, he had a great game. The last game, so they're starting to get the running game going. The Dolphins, 2 injured, and Brock Osweiler. That's it. That's all you have to say with them is Brock Osweiler, and that game's chalk. I'm going.
Even with Lamar Miller, you had Alfred Blue as well. Alfred Blue plays really well. Knowing that when Lamar Miller needs a breather. So it's pretty interesting to see, that running back core is actually, getting the touches that they get and actually being very effective to help get the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hands. So that's a clean sweep for us. We all picking the Texans Thursday night. We just don't believe in the Dolphins. Tannehill needs to come back. Osweiler is a good backup, but he's just not going to finish the rest of the year. It's just not going to happen. Let's just go into this 9:30 a.m. game over in London. The Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both of these teams need a win. Me personally, I'm going to just go with the better team, and the better team right now is the Eagles. And I'm just going to keep it. Both of these teams are playing bad, but the Eagles are better than the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. And one thing with my issue with the Eagles is the wide receiving core. Like, the wide receivers have to play better against these corners like Jalen Ramsey. But me personally, Jalen got exposed against DeAndre Hopkins this week. That's just my opinion. But I'm taking the Eagles here. I just think offensively the Jacksonville Jaguars just can't They can't do it. They just can't do it right now. They go on another losing streak. They're not being they don't have no unity in the locker room right now. From what I heard, it was arguments and a lot of stuff going on in the locker room after the game. It's just not looking right in Jacksonville, so I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm also gonna go with the Eagles. It's a 9:30 game. I mean, I gotta be up early to watch that. But yeah, the offense for the Jags ain't clicking, and I feel like even with Eagles lost Barnett for the season, that's another injury on the defense. But I still think we can get the Bortles with Bennett. Michael Bennett has been balling. He's been getting to the quarterback. I still think our defense can get him. It's just our corners that I'm shaky about. D.D. Westbrook could go off. All them guys can go off. It's just our secondary is so dang on suspect. And we have no running game. We don't have that big, powerful back. But I still think the Eagles will get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles, too. I feel like it will be an easy one for them, being as though the Jacksonville Jaguars haven't been able to score the ball. Eagles' losses haven't been Carson Wentz's fault at all. I haven't seen any flaws in Carson Wentz since he's been back besides the fumble, but I wouldn't blame that. I wouldn't necessarily blame that on him. But, yeah, Jags just aren't going to be able to put up as many points as the Eagles will, so I think the Eagles are going to win this game.
I make this short and sweet. I never in my life bet with Blake Bortles again. It's simple as that. It's simple as that, man.
Funny thing is, a couple weeks back, we were saying that Jacksonville was like one of the best teams in football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I picked them to beat Kansas City.
And the things that like just change within weeks, it's just crazy. So he's just gonna keep it short and sweet and pick the Eagles. That's another clean sweep for us. Now let's go to the 1:00 games. We got the Denver Broncos going into Kansas City Chiefs, man. This is a tough one for me because I think Case Keenum can't, go offense with Patrick Mahomes, but I think that Denver defense woke up against the Cardinals. I think they woke up. I think Von Miller is leading that team to be a better defense. But I think it's going to be close because it's a division game, and most division games are close. I don't think KC is going to blow them out. I still have KC winning this game just because of the mediocre offense that Denver brings. With Demaryius Thomas, they talking about having him on the trade block. And KC defense plays well at home. But at the same time, can KC defense do this again with this Denver offense? I don't know for sure, but I'm taking KC here in a close win.
Upset. I'm going with Denver.
What?
Going with Denver. The Ron Miller, that defense that came together against against Arizona, and I think they can take on KC. It'll be a close game. They got Emmanuel Sanders. They got that running game with Freeman and Phillip and Lindsey back there. So I think Denver can pull it off. We'll go with that.
And that's my only thing. Like, I know they got their good running game, but if this give time Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter, if Denver gives him time to make a comeback, it easily can happen. Especially they in Arrowhead. So, yeah. So we got the upset with Nakia picking the Broncos.
I'm gonna go with KC. Reason being, because Denver defense stepped up against Arizona, but we're talking about Arizona and KC. Arizona, KC offense don't even match up.
But do you think the momentum going into this game it motivates them to play defense better?
But check it out though. Kansas City went from the worst defense in the league, and that's one thing they showed they past couple of games, that they did have defense. Like, look at the blowouts Kansas City, look at the games that they've been playing, the past 2 or 3 games, their defense actually stepped up. And you got Eric Berry and other dude coming back this week, you know, which puts a little bit more, you know, depth into their defense, you know. And then on top of that, I mean, I went against my man Patrick Mahomes once, and I just can't go do it again, man. Like, it's something they clicking, man. It's something with them right now that they clicking, you know. And so I mean, I think they would beat Kansas City again. I mean, I think they would beat Denver again, but I think it would come down to the wire type game, you know. I think it will come down to the wire type game because even last game they did get to Patrick Mahomes, you know. They did stun him a little, you know. So I think, you know, like I said, I think it would come down to the wire, you know. But, you know, I just got to roll with KC right now, man, because, I mean, they on fire. They on fire, man.
This is just like a thing like with KC. They defense play better at home. But if this was a road game and it wasn't Denver, I think it would be a different story because they defense cannot play well on the road. They play off the momentum of their home crowd. So that's why I feel like I'm gonna take KC because they're home. They play way better when they're home when they are away. That's just my opinion there. So you can go ahead, Trav.
Yeah, I'm going KC. They beat them once. Mahomes got a good look at that defense the first time. I feel like this time Andy Reid is going to make a lot more adjustments after what he's seen. With Mahomes, I think Mahomes is going to figure it out, and they will pull away with the win again. Denver, Royce Freeman's hurt. At first, they thought it was ankle sprain. Now they're saying nothing serious. So you're going to see a lot of Phillip Lindsay, but I think it's going to be better for that team. But I don't trust Case Keenum, and I'll never trust Case Keenum. Mahomes has just been lighting it up since he started, and I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, so we got another division matchup coming up in the AFC North with the Cleveland Browns going into Pittsburgh versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, as I said to say, instead of Spillers. But no Le'Veon Bell this week. He's not reporting. So James Conner is going to get the start. Trev, that's why I told you not to trade him. But
look, I already knew Le'Veon's coming back after the trade deadline. He don't want to get traded.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, watch. You'll see once the season comes up. In the next couple of weeks, you'll see why I made that trade.
Okay. So, Pittsburgh's at home. Pittsburgh plays better at home. They hit on all cylinders at home as far as defense, offense. Antonio Brown's coming off a bye after he had a great week in week 6. James Conner is just doing the damn thing with Le'Veon Bell there and Le'Veon Bell not there and Smith-Schuster. They're just getting it done at home. They just play way better at home. I want to pick the Browns because I believe in the Browns, but I cannot take them this time. I can't. And I hopefully this don't end in a tie, but I'm taking Pittsburgh.
The NFL can't afford another tie. They really can't. But I do like Pittsburgh. You can't stop AD. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's another weapon. They don't know who they can't. If they try to guard Antonio Brown, you still got to worry about Schuster. So, and then James Conner. I think in the long run, James Conner, I think he's going to have over 100 yards or close to it. But he's been doing it back there since Le'Veon's not there. And they got a future back on their hands to worry about with him. I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Pittsburgh too, you know. And then, like, what y'all said with James Conner, you know, and then Juju and all that. And then on top of that, you don't, like, at any given moment, either one of their tight ends can just go off, you know. Either one of their tight ends could go off, and you just don't know when it's going to be that game, you know. And if it ain't Vance McDonald, then it's going to be Jesse James, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, coming off a battle, but, I mean, I love Pittsburgh with this one, you know. I don't think it would be like a blowout because them two teams always play each other tough, you know. But I think Pittsburgh would pull it off by, like, at least 10, you know.
Yeah, I do think the Steelers are going to win this game. I'm going to say by a lot. I'll say probably, well, not a lot, probably like 17-13. The offense is clicking, especially with James Conner, like you mentioned in the backfield. Think about it, Mayfield really hasn't had any big weapons. I mean, Njoku's finally stepping up. Antonio Callaway got downgraded. Higgins has been hurt. They got another guy named Wrigley or whatever his name is playing. I just think the Steelers' defense are going to take care of business, and ultimately the offense is going to be who the offense has been all year.
So you picking the Steelers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Dang, that's another clean sweep. Damn, we only have not one clean sweep. That was the KC and Broncos game. I guess our minds are thinking alike this week after the weeks that we had. Another division rival, we have the NFC East with the Washington Redskins going up against the New York Giants.
This should be a clean sweep by everybody.
This is interesting because, I mean, the Giants did play well Monday night. They play okay. You know, Odell got his numbers in. But it's just the Falcons found a formula to stop Barkley. They found a formula. So now with the Redskins, if they go look at that game tape, they have a formula on how to stop Saquon Barkley. They have a formula now. It's on film. They found the way. But I like this Redskins team. I don't know what it is. They play better at home, but it's just something about this Redskins team. Like, they very under the radar in somewhat. Like, people think, the Washington Redskins is not that great. I mean, they're good. They're good enough to be number one in this shitty division right now. Division is looking shitty, but Washington is getting the wins in this division. And they doing it with Alex Smith, which Alex Smith is a good quarterback in this league. He's not top notch, but he's a great quarterback to have. I just don't believe in Eli anymore. Eli Apple is gone. He got traded to the Saints today after the Monday night game, so that was just shady as hell. But yeah, I'm taking the Redskins here. I'm a believer in Alex Smith. I'm a believer in what he's doing with this offense, knowing they banged up. They really don't have no real big number one receiver, but they're getting it done. They're finding ways to win, and I like it. The Giants don't play well at home, and it shows. The Giants don't play well anywhere, and that shows. So, yeah, I don't see the Giants going anywhere this year, so I'm taking the Redskins.
I'm also going to take the Redskins. They was running the ball with AP. So that's they have the good running game there. They keep feeding AP the ball. The Giants can't stop them. And then plus Kerrigan and them on the defensive side, Washington got a nice little defense. I'm going with Washington. Also, they got Jordan Reed. They got to get him more involved as well.
This game is probably a little bit more important to us than that Dallas game. Because with as sorry as the Giants is, this would be one of those games that we might actually probably lose. We probably might lose. And Redskins is my team. I love them to death. Nah, I'm bullshit, man. I'm going with my skin.
I was about to say, you better.
I was about to be like, what?
You know, I can't do it, man. You know, that conservative, that playing conservative, it is working, man. You know, that's what Alex Smith do, man. You know, one thing that I can say about my team that we need, like, we got to start putting up numbers in the second half. Like, we can't put up no numbers in the second half, and we going to come across the wrong team. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, unfortunately, Giants just ain't that team. You know? The thing is, we stopped Zeke, then we damn sure could stop Barkley. You know, we held Zeke to 30-some yards. We damn sure could hold Barkley down. You know? So, I get Redskins for life, baby.
This game is kind of tricky to me. I know the Redskins have been playing lights out. The only concern I have with the Redskins is that once they're down in a game, just I would say like not even I would say down, but like a high-powered offense is the type of team that would be able to beat the Redskins. The Giants don't have that. They have the playmakers to do it. They don't have the line or the quarterback to do it. I'm gonna go with the Redskins in this game. They've been playing good on defense. The defense has been surprisingly good. And I mean, if you can run the ball, you know, and have Alex Smith not turn the ball over, I think it's a recipe to gain a win in this game. So I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
Anybody
Norman and OBJ.
Do anybody know if Chris Thompson come back this game?
I think he's still questionable.
Okay.
But they were saying that he might, but it depends on like his practice. I wasn't sure if he practiced today or not though.
What about Jamison Crowder?
Yeah,
I think he's questionable as well too. But even without those two, they have players come in and step up.
Yeah, but one thing they need to do is let Alex Smith do what he do. Because if you let Alex Smith do what he do, I guarantee you Vernon Davis and Jordan Reed will have a field day. Because that's what Alex Smith do. He loves his tight ends. And the fact that we got two tight ends that can make plays, I'm telling you, it would be that much more dangerous, man. But they got to let him go. They got to let him just go and do what he do.
I think they're trying to slowly bring him in because if you look at Alex Smith's track record, he really didn't have a consistent offensive coordinator. If you look at it, when he was in San Francisco, he had a different offensive coordinator every year. When he was in KC, he was consistent with Andy Reid, but now when Doug Peterson left, that didn't happen. But now he has a whole new total offense to learn for them to get over the hump. So I think the more the weeks come, the more they open up the playbook, and it's showing that. Because in the first couple weeks, that playbook was really small. If you look at the play call, it was really small. They really wanted to lean on the run game a lot. They didn't want Alex Smith doing much. But now you see Alex Smith throwing the ball damn near 40 times now. Mm-hmm. Almost 40 times. So they opened it up. They just letting it go week by week and see what he can do with more plays in his arsenal. So this is I think this is one of the tricky games of the week for me.
Don't forget about Norman and OBJ. Know that
I don't really care for it. I really don't care for it. I don't, because Josh Norman, he ain't been drama like that. It's more of Odell than Norman to me. So I'm not really a big fan of it, but this game is tricky. But I'm still going to take who I'm going to take. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Detroit Lions. In Detroit. This game is tricky as hell. It's in a dome. We know how Russell Wilson can play in the dome. He plays well in the dome, or he plays well at home when it's not like cold weather. I like Matt Stafford. I like the way he's playing. I like the way they bounce back from off their bye week. Seattle's coming off a blowout game to us. Jesus Christ. I'm not even talking about my Raiders. There's nothing to talk about there. But man, screw that. I'm taking the Lions, man. I'm a believer in Matt Stafford, man. They at home with Kerryon Johnson, the way he's playing. I just like the Lions better right now. Like, I understand the Seahawks did what they did against us, but the Lions ain't the Oakland Raiders. I'm telling you that right now. They are not they put up 30-something points against Miami last week. I'm not going against Matt Stafford in this game. I'm taking the Lions.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks. I feel like the Seahawks finally got their running game going. With Mike Davis adding to the lineup with Chris Carson, I feel like they've been doing really good. Russell is going to be good. I mean, he'll get you either 4 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns. Doug Baldwin's back. I feel like the Seahawks played a tough game against the Rams. Even though they ultimately lost, I feel as though they gained a lot of confidence knowing that they played well in that game, and then they can play off of that momentum even though they didn't win the game. Detroit, I like. Kerryon Johnson's been running the ball. They've been doing their thing. But sometimes the Lions just look good. I remember a couple years ago, Lions started off like 5-1 or whatever that was, and then just lost 6-7 straight. They were primed to go to the playoffs and all of that. I just think the Seahawks will get it done. Ultimately, they're more cohesive as a team. And even though the Lions have been playing good, I just don't trust the Lions. I like Stafford a lot too, but sometimes they just fall flat. And once they fall flat, it's hard for them to get back up.
I'll go with Detroit in a close one. At least 7. They still got LeGarrette Blount. They got Johnson. Marvin Jones, he's in and out. He's suspect-y sometimes. But I think Stafford pulls it off like late in the fourth quarter.
I'm going to Seattle, man. I'm going to Seattle, man. Matt Stafford actually struggles with Seattle. You know? So that's why I'm going to rock with Seattle, man. I don't know too many more reasons why. It's just, I don't know. And the thing is, I like Matt Stafford, man. For real, I like that whole squad, man. But it's a tricky game for me. And I don't know, like, I got to go Seattle coming off a bye, man.
I think it's going to be the battle of the running backs in this game. It's going to be the battle of the running backs because, Seattle does have 2 good running backs. And, you got Kerryon Johnson over in Detroit. And this is a home game. I think Detroit just played better at home. I mean, of course, they played in warm weather in Miami. So, of course, it wasn't really no factor there. But you playing in a dome and you playing home with that hostile crowd. I just like them a little better because I think Seahawks play better at home as well. But they played in London and they wasn't home, so who am I to say anything about that? So let's go straight into the next game, and we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going into Cincinnati versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Cincinnati gets it done. I think they're pissed off after the way they played Sunday night against KC. I think they're going to demolish the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston played okay against a Cleveland Browns team, but I feel like this Bengals team got something to play for. And Andy Dalton in that squad, A.J. Green is a beast. I don't think they have nobody to cover A.J. Green at this point. Tyler Boyd, I think they got him involved in the game too late against KC. He had 1 target in the first half, which is I don't understand why. Joe Mixon is a problem. He could do it all. He had like 2 one-handed catches. I mean, he got smacked after he caught him, but still, there was still 2 catches at the end of the day. Yeah, but I mean, the Bucs had a good game against the Browns. I just don't see it happening again, especially in Cincinnati at that. So I'm taking the Bengals here, man. I don't like the Bucs. It's just something about the Bucs that I just don't like about them. It's just weird.
I'm rocking with the Bengals too, and I don't like the Bucs either. And you said there's something about the Bucs. I could tell you it'd be different if the Bucs still had Fitzpatrick starting, but with Jameis Winston, he one-sided. He's only going to look one direction. He only going towards Mike Evans, man. And you can't play one direction with a team like pissed off Cincinnati at that. And Tampa Bay. They run defense is some trash, and Joe Mixon will get over 100 yards, probably 2 touchdowns this game. And I think that's going to be with ease. I think that's going to be with ease, man. If he don't hit 100 yards rushing, I mean, he will split that 100 with rushing and receiving. That's how I feel. So I think the Bengals at home is just – I think there's going to be a sweet game for them.
Nakia, you on mute.
There's no way you can give Deshaun Jackson a look. He got his first catch in the fourth quarter. Really? You can't do that. You can't. You got to spread the ball around. You can't just give it to Mike Evans because that's what they're going to expect to get the ball. He's a big target. But they're not winning. Going with Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, A.J. Green,
Yeah, I'm staying with the Bengals too. Tampa Bay would definitely be a much more of a threat if they had Fitzpatrick, and I feel like they did him dirty Even though Jameis was their starter, I just think, they played against the Bears defense that was just that good. And Fitzpatrick had a bad game, and then they just were quick to jump on, Jameis as their starter. I don't see them as a threat anymore. He doesn't utilize all his receivers, as has been said. Chris Godwin disappeared. He still gets touchdowns, but he don't get any targets. O.J. Howard's, everybody's playing solid, not on fire like they were when Fitzpatrick was in. So I think the Bengals are pissed off, and ultimately they're going to win this game by a lot. I would say by 20 points.
We got another great game. We have a great 1 p.m. game. The Baltimore Ravens are going into Carolina against this Carolina Panthers team that just came off a set 21 points in the fourth. But this Ravens defense, man, I'll tell you, they're tough. And they make sure Drew Brees earned every goddamn yard that he got in Baltimore. But this is my thing about the Ravens. They only play great defense at home. They only play great defense at home. I love their defense. I love the pressure that they get. I just don't trust Flacco. It's just something about Flacco. Like, he's been playing well, but it's just something about him in these type of games. I can't see him outplaying Cam Newton. I just can't see it. I think Cam and that Carolina offense and that defense, they motivated after that 17-0 deficit, came back and won. I think they pulled this out, and I'm calling this an upset because the Ravens, they're a high-powered defense, but I feel like Cam and his offense can get it done. Me personally, I'm taking the Panthers here. I'm a believer in Cam. If you can get the ball out of his hands quickly before that Ravens rush, get to him, dump it down to McCaffrey or run some shorter routes. You can't have Cam just sitting in the pocket for like 10 seconds. It's not going to happen with this Ravens defense. Run the football effectively. And the receivers and Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen gotta have a big game this week for him. This is a big game for him. I love what the Ravens are doing. I love it. But I don't know. When Carolina plays at home, they play better at home. They play better at home to me. So I'm taking the upset here. I'm taking the Panthers.
This game is especially hard for me to call because I know the Panthers. I know the offense. The offense, even though we did pull that game out against the Eagles, they've just been struggling. McCaffrey hasn't been getting the touches because we've been down. The defense isn't playing like we used to be playing. Our run defense is solid. I mean, it's a hard game for me to call because I want to say the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I mean, I think it's going to be close. It's a 50-50 shot.
Right.
I think Cam's going to get harassed all day. And I mean, my gut's telling me the Ravens, but I'm going to go with the Panthers though. It's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to be a defensive game, a solid offense versus a great defense, and a okay defense versus a okay offense. So I'll stay with the Panthers, but it's close, and I'm scared. I'm scared for them.
I'm kind of scared for my pick as well because it's just don't know what type of Flacco you're going to get.
Right.
On top of that.
And I think John Brown's going to light them up. Like, none of the corners. If James Bradbury is on, John Brown is going to be a wrap. Like, he's going off for, like, 150 and 2 TDs right now, like, if he stays on it.
I mean, I like how Carolina did come back. That because of a crappy secondary. I'm going to take Baltimore. They do have a high-powered defense that can get it done. They can swarm McCaffrey. They can definitely get the Cam. They definitely going to pressure Cam all day long. They got John Brown and Crabtree. Flacco, I don't think – it depends on which Flacco comes, but I think Flacco's going to be fine. I think I got Baltimore pulling this out. I think it's not going to be a blowout. It might come down to Justin Tucker.
I got to go with Baltimore too. This is a must win for Baltimore. They know if they need this game in order to stay within that picture, man. Because I mean, the two other teams in their division that's above them, I mean, they pretty much. I can't say they have a breeze because at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday, you know. But you got the Steelers going against Cleveland, you got Cincinnati going against Tampa Bay, you know. So, and then on top of that is like um, I think Baltimore could slow Christian McCaffrey down more than what he's already been, you know. And then on top of that, it's just, I mean, like, I don't know, right? Baltimore, they just need some get back right now, you know. They need some get back right now, man. I got DJ Moore fumbling at least 3 times.
God damn. God.
I got him fumbling at least 3 times.
God damn, 3 times?
I was gonna say 2, but then I thought about it. I said it is Baltimore. I'm gonna say 3.
He's from Philly. He better get his shit together, DJ Moore. He better get it together, man. But
he's good too.
Yeah.
He tries to do too much after the catch, and he doesn't hold on to the ball.
Just hold on to the ball.
And the crazy part is he went to Maryland.
Right. That's crazy. So let me just get this game out the way. The Indianapolis Colts are going to Oakland against the Oakland Raiders. I'm not even going to pick my team. Mack is gone. Cooper's gone. The whole team is gone. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts here. Andrew Luck can throw on his defense. I think any of us was at quarterback, we could throw on this defense, and that's just facts there. I think we could run through this defense because I just don't see no motivation from my Oakland Raiders. I see no motivation. I see none. I think they don't like Gruden. Gruden's a good coach, but they don't want to play with him. I think they don't trust him. And so with that being said, I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts. It's sad to say. It's heartbroken for me to say the Raiders will win this game, but I just don't believe. I just don't believe right now, and I'm just being a real fan. It's just so much going on with so many people on the trade block over in Oakland with Andrew Luck and Marlon Mack, a heck of a running back that just came back off an injury. I think he's going to have like at least 100 and something yards and 2 touchdowns on their defense. T.Y. Hilton is going to go off because our corners and Reggie Nelson is the worst safety in the league. That's just me. I'm taking the Colts here.
I'm going with whatever y'all pick.
Shit.
That's pretty much what it is, man. Mac, man, I'm glad I picked him up off a waiver, man. When I did, I swear I am, man, and I think he could do the same thing this week. Surprisingly, T.Y. didn't really start looks into the second half, but I don't think that would be the problem with this game. I really do. And I think that I'm going to give T.Y. a touchdown. I'm going to give Ebron a touchdown. I'm going to give Mac a touchdown.
Might just get Jordan Wilkins a touchdown and Hines a touchdown. And all these receivers, a bunch of no-names a touchdown.
Nope. I'm going to give Chester Rogers a touchdown. I'm going to give Chester a touchdown. So right there, that's 28 points. I can't give your team a touchdown right now.
I'm going to get a Colts defense a touchdown, too, while we at it.
Hey. I am not mad at that. Until the Raiders prove me wrong, I'll be picking against them.
I think John need to hit up his brother Jay for some tips, because there ain't no way that you can pay this man $100 million to get him out of Monday Night Football booth, and he's starting off with no wins. Wait, did y'all win the game yet?
Yeah, we beat the Browns barely.
Okay, so y'all starting off with one win, and Gruden's supposed to be this coach. Come on, you better hit up Jay.
With the times. He got to get with the times.
That's why I said he better call Jay.
Offense of 1998 and 99 and 2000.
He better call Jay for some tips because Jay is winning right now. But I'm going not sad to say the Colts is a little bit better than y'all. I'm going with the Colts.
The Colts is better than us, period. And they got it ain't no little bit. They're just better than us. They're according to the Raiders, we're looking to have the number 1 pick plus 3 other picks in the first round.
Oh wow.
I don't mind that, but it gotta be a hit or it's gonna be a bust. And I want to, before we go into the next game, can y'all tell me one player that John Gruden drafted that was great? Tell me. Can y'all tell me one player John Gruden drafted that was great?
I don't think he drafted any.
Offense, defense. I mean, Woodson, yeah, that's one.
On Tampa Bay, let me see.
You know that Tampa Bay? Nope, he didn't draft. Tony Dungy drafted him.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to say. Because when you talk about Tampa Bay, make sure it's Gruden and not Dungy.
All right, let me see.
Okay, he drafted Talib over in Tampa Bay. He drafted Talib. Talib's okay, but he's not great.
Nah. Let me see. See, it gets kind of confusing because they mixed the old team with the new team. So he was like Cadillac Williams, right? Like that was him?
Yeah, that was
right.
That's not a great player.
No, it's not.
No, definitely not. I'm just trying to see like which team it was. Yeah, not that I could think of. Nobody I could think of right now. I would have to see though, because I don't know, like that Tampa Bay team get me confused because Simeon was playing for years. Like,
but you gotta think about it too. Tony that year Tony got fired. They got John Gruden to leave. I think he got traded to Tampa Bay as a coach. I think he got traded there, but he didn't build that team. And right after that Super Bowl was over, he got rid of everybody, and then he got fired. It's just like what he's doing. He's getting rid of all your good players and thinking you could build through the draft.
But to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna argue. It's hard to be said because 3 first-round picks sounds great for rebuilding the franchise. I feel like the Raiders defense can just be rebuilt. Even though Khalil Mack was a staple on the defense, he was your best player overall. I just feel like him on the team, it mattered, but at the end of the day, they were going to lose regardless. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the whole defense wasn't pulling their weight. Like, Khalil Mack was the only one pulling that weight. So now that he's gone, you know what I mean? Like, just throw away the whole defense. Like, rebuild the whole defense now. You have 3 first-round picks. Probably you'll get, like, the first top 3 picks. You know what I mean? Get a QB. Get a nice running back in the 3rd, 2nd round. You know, just rebuild.
Get some secondary.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I give you a player that had a potential to be good?
Who?
That was supposed to be good, but Chris Sims.
Yeah, Chris Sims is bad.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Wait, he drafted LeGarrette, right? LeGarrette was a pretty good pickup.
LeGarrette was a buck.
Yeah, he I think he was on there for like 2 years, and then
but I don't think he got drafted by Gruden.
Because I think he got drafted the year after Cadillac did.
Yeah, Gruden was gone after that year.
Wait, so how long was he on the Bucks? Just like 2-3 years?
Exactly, but we signed him to a 10-year, $100 million.
See,
that's what I'm saying to y'all. Like, I've been waiting for a rebuild for the last 20 years. Why do I have to wait another 20 years for a rebuild?
I feel like just because the Raiders, like, they were rebuilt after they lost to the Patriots and what's his name went down, they just haven't been the same team. So I just feel like rebuilding again, even though it might be bad, I mean, you still have good pieces. You know what I mean? Even though Amari Cooper's gone, like, think about it. You got to rebuild the whole receiving corps now. You got to get new running backs now. I mean, would you rather pay Amari and then draft another receiver like that?
I'll say pay Amari, but don't pay Amari much.
Right.
I say put him on a 3-year deal so you won't break your pockets. But I think what John Gruden is doing is because the Raiders don't have no cap. Thanks to the $100 million they've signed, you can't pay nobody.
True.
I think that's
why y'all gonna have to restructure this deal. Y'all gotta do something.
It's gonna have to reconstruct your Carr's deal just because of John Gruden's contract.
Yeah.
And y'all moving the Vegas
like $80 million a year. Like,
Yeah, they're definitely in rebuilding mode. Like I said, they just need a whole new offense. Like you think about it, you brought in veteran players. You got Jordy Nelson, you got Marshawn. Like these are your starters. You know what I mean? They're at the tail end of their careers. So now it's like, you know, it's going to be a lot of second, third round. But the good thing about the draft is Gruden's going to control the whole draft. So if he fails in this draft, that's it for him. Like this is, you don't get 3 first-round picks and only hit on
you
one.
pass up on good players. That's my
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what my concern is, because like when he draft players, they have not been great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just so much going on. It's just so much going on in Oakland right now. It's stressful. It's definitely. Let's go straight into the next game. This is another game that I really don't care for. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. I don't need to say much. I'm taking the 49ers.
Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah. It's just
Clean sweep. We don't even need to talk about that.
Is that a clean sweep, everybody? 49ers?
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Look at Trev's face. I don't know. He might pick the
I mean, Josh Rosen looks like.
You can say
I like
it,
Beathard,
shit.
though. I'm not gonna lie. I do like Beathard. But if the new offensive coordinator does get David Johnson more involved, fuck it. I'm going with the 49ers.
There you go. Yeah. There you go, man.
49ers. It's just that 49ers just went up against a good team last week. Like, before that game, 49ers was in a lot of close games. They could have beat the Packers. They could have beat the Chargers. Like, they were in close games, you know? So, I think, yeah. Yeah.
And they could put up numbers, too, when they want to.
Right. But I think they just went up against a Rams defense that was just lights out. So, 8 sacks. Yeah. That was crazy.
That's crazy. Aaron Donald had 4 alone. 4. That's why you pay the man. I told y'all, pay the man.
All right, so we got through the 1 p.m. games. We got through the 4 p.m. games. So probably, I don't know why it always be 4 p.m. games, but it's like 21 p.m.
No, we still got one more 1 p.m. game, though.
What's the one?
Jets and the Bears. Jets and the Bears.
Oh, Jets and the Bears. Okay, so we get into that. This is a bounce back game. Sam Darnold's going into Chicago against this Bears defense. I like what the Jets been doing, but this Bears team, I'm a believer. I'm going with the Bears here. Sam Darnold, too many turnovers, but at the same time, the Jets just signed Rashard Matthews. That's a good pickup as far as a wide receiver. So that helps out because a new wide's out. I thought Jermaine Kearse was going to be that guy to fill, but he didn't play not one damn snap last week.
I ain't do one.
And Robbie Anderson needs that help. So picking up Rashard Matthews was definitely a good pickup. But at the end of the day, it's just too many weapons. I love Trey Burton over there. He's going to be their tight end for a long time over in Chicago. And
fantasy, he starts.
They're young. The Bears are a young football team, but they're right in it in the division. They right in it. So I'm taking the Bears here.
And he's getting the ball to Tyler Gabriel, man. Like, and it's just I like Trubisky way more than I like Sam Darnold. You know, Trubisky got that. He got that I want to win, and I'm going to do what I got to do to win. That explains why the hell he rushed like he did last week, because he's going to do whatever he could do to win. You know. And then, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just like Chicago better than the Jets, you know. Sam Darnold, maybe because I'm a little tight with him, because I did have him in one of my fantasies, hoping that he could do something. So I'm still mad at him. So I can't go with him this week, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Bears, too. I'm going to say a prayer for Sam Darnold. Little Matt be on him. He's been playing. He's been breaking out. I'm not gonna lie. He's been breaking out. something sort of what Carson Wentz did last year. Against the Jets, he's not going to have any problems. They've been getting Tariq Cohen more involved, having Jordan Howard take a back seat, play more of a goal line role. I'm going to go with the Bears. I don't think the Jets can get it done. Their best threat is Robbie Anderson, and you don't know which running back is going to show up. Isaiah Crowell will snap one game and then just be going the next. I'm going with the Bears.
I'm going to see more of the guy than anything because that defense is going to get to him something serious. The Jets ain't going to be able to stop Khalil Mack and them guys. I'm going to go with Trubisky and the Bears. The Bears.
Clean sweep on that game. We got another great game in a 4:00 slot where we got the Green Bay Packers are going into LA in the warm weather. Yeah, everybody knows that Aaron Rodgers is from California, going up against the Rams. This is going to be an iffy game for me. I mean, the Rams have a good defense, but no Talib on that other side. Kind of exposed a little bit. So Marcus Peters will be playing on Devontae Adams, which that's going to be a great match. I don't know who's going to stop, Jimmy Graham. I don't think the linebacker core can stop Jimmy Graham. I'm doing an upset pick. I am taking the Green Bay Packers in LA. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is back home, warm weather. I just feel like it's going to be a shootout. Aaron Rodgers is going to have the game with have the ball with a minute left and drive them down the field. Just because of the wide receivers, I don't like the running game. But Todd Gurley, to put out the Todd Gurley is the best running back in the league right now. The best running back in the league right now. It's him and then it's Melvin Gordon. That's just my personal opinion. That's just my top two running backs in the game. But Aaron Rodgers is he's going up against a great Jared Goff that's been playing well this year. But Aaron Rodgers, man, in the warm weather, I just don't know. I can't go against Aaron Rodgers. I can't do it no more. I like the Rams, but the Rams get their loss right here. If it's not right here, it's against Kansas City. But I think they'll take their loss here. I'm taking the Packers in the upset.
The bad man that Aaron Rodgers is. I'm also taking Green Bay in this game. Green Bay gets the Rams' first loss. He's like Brady. You can't give him time. You can't leave him with 2 minutes left. He's going to air it out. He's going to air it out to Adams, Allison if he's playing. Jimmy Graham's got to show up this game. Cobb. The running game is a little, but I can't count out Aaron Rodgers. I can't. I'm going to Green Bay.
See, I'm going to pick the Rams because I think y'all discrediting my boy Jared Goff.
Talk that tough, man.
Yeah.
No, we're not discrediting him. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is just a better quarterback. That's all.
You think he's a better QB right now?
When it comes down to the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, absolutely.
I'm going to tell you like this. They're not going to have a chance to have the ball with the last minute because Todd Gurley is going to be running up and down. It's going to be a track meet with Todd Gurley in this game. Aaron Rodgers is going to come in for a series, right? And he's going to be sitting on that bench for a long time, especially if Cooper Kupp comes back this game. I mean, I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers his points, but I'm not going to give him that time, though. I think the Rams are just going to control the clock on the Packers, keep Aaron Rodgers off the field as much as possible, let Todd Gurley do all the work, and those little 3rd and 5s, they're just going to have Cooper come in the slot and destroy if he plays. If he doesn't play, I still think Todd Gurley is going to.
Just a stat to put out there. Before the 49ers game, the last 4 games the Rams played, they allowed over 30-plus points.
Yeah. They played.
You think Aaron Rodgers is not going to come into L.A. and not put up at least 28?
I don't remember a game where in the last 4 or 5 games that Aaron Rodgers is throwing for 4 TDs or anything like that. Everything since the injury or since you talked about the injury, been like 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards. And if you're not going to get anything out the run game, the Rams know that. I feel like the Rams are definitely going to feast. And like I said, it's going to come down to time of possession. And if Todd Gurley can have his free will, I just think that, you know, he's going to get it done. Jared Goff's going to come in when he needs to, and Aaron Rodgers is not going to have the opportunity to win the game. That's just how I feel. I mean, Rodgers hasn't been playing like the Aaron Rodgers that we know. You know what I mean? The injuries definitely got to him. I know the brace is coming off now, but I still think they're not going to have enough to beat the Rams. But we'll see.
Me, I'm also going to go with the Rams. And just to correct your stats, there's only 2 teams that scored more than 30-plus points on the Rams.
Which was a mediocre offense in the Seattle Seahawks. A mediocre offense.
It is a division
30-something points. It doesn't matter, though. The Seattle Seahawks are a mediocre team in that division.
Okay, so what about Minnesota? Because they put up 30-something points.
But that tells you when you put a good quarterback like a Kirk Cousins, which Kirk Cousins is almost that caliber of an Aaron Rodgers, if Cousins can do it, what makes you think Rodgers can't do it?
All right. And check me out.
And that was in LA, by the way.
I'm going to tell you why I'm picking the Rams, right? Because after the Breeze and the Brady's and the ARs out the game, Jared Goff is in that generation of your next Hall of Fame quarterback. Todd Gurley is in that generation of your next Hall of Fame running backs. And them boys right now, they're not. I don't feel like they're ready to lose. Not even to Aaron Rodgers. Because one, Green Bay can't run. You can't run. You know? Aaron Jones came back. Everybody was talking about, okay, he ain't did nothing. He can't run.
You can run on his defense, but the question is, can Green Bay running backs can run on them? But you can run on this defense. It showed. Matt Breida showed that last week. You can run on his defense.
True. But Todd Gurley can run on that defense too.
Oh, absolutely.
A little bit better.
Absolutely.
So
we're not going to sit here and act like the Rams defense defense shit don't stink. Like, come on now.
Nah. Because to be honest, they got a defense, but I mean, I can't say their defense is overrated, yo. But I mean, especially for somebody like Aaron Rodgers, man. But I don't know. I just don't. I can't see it right now, man. I think Aaron Rodgers need to hang it up after this year, and I don't think he's gonna get this win against the Rams that just don't look like they ready to lose right now. Not even when they play Kansas City.
I don't know about that one. See, when we get to
That's
that
game,
that's to talk about. That's gonna be the game to talk about. And that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be in Mexico City too. I think that's not going to even be a home game for either team. So, yeah, when that week comes, yeah, that's a game we need to talk about. Rams and KC. If the Rams are still undefeated by that time, then hey, it's looking like a pre-Super Bowl matchup to me. That's what it's looking like. But yeah. So we split on that one, 2-2. You know. We'll see what happens when we see that game next week. We'll see. Anybody can be beat on any given Sunday. Just remember that. Kansas City, it happened at Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? They could be the same. They could be undefeated right now, but it's not that. So we have the NFC Championship rematch. The New Orleans Saints is going into Minnesota, but not with Case Keenum. They're going with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
Get back.
I'm gonna let y'all go first on this one because I gotta think about this game because this is gonna be a great Sunday night.
It's definitely a game.
Get back.
I'm gonna say, with this game, I want to go Vikings just because the Saints defense hasn't showed anything. Last year, Saints defense was actually pretty good. They've fallen apart. I mean, fallen apart. They're back to the 2016 Saints defense. Vikings defense hasn't been showing up, but Everson Griffin is clear to play now. So I feel like that's definitely going to change. They're going to get that pass rush, him and Daniel Hunter. Running game has been pretty good with Latavius the last couple of weeks too. But overall, the games are going to come down to the two QBs. And Drew Brees is, Drew Brees Kamara and Ingram haven't been getting it going the last couple of games. I mean, I don't know if that's because of a tough defense, a defensive line, or what they've been doing. But I just think the Vikings are just going to eat. Adam Thielen's going to eat. Stephon Diggs is going to eat. After that, I don't know. But I think Kirk Cousins wants this game. I think they want to prove a statement in the NFC. I'm going to go with the Vikings. A close game, but I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I think this is going to be some get back. I got to go with Breeze and them, man. I think this is going to get some get back, man. Besides the Rams, the Vikings haven't played any other offense that's like a high caliber, has like a high caliber offense.
Rams.
Yeah, but like I said, besides the Rams, and Saints still tight about last year. I would be, I think this is get back, man.
All he had to do was tackle him.
Hey, man, I bet you they're tackling him this game.
It ain't gonna matter. That was going to the NFC Championship. That was.
But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good high scoring game. Thielen is probably one of the best receivers this year. Thielen, I put it like this. I know fantasy wise, he's the top wide receiver fantasy wise.
I think he's the top wide receiver now because he leads almost every stat as wide receiver point.
He gets this is like his sixth game with over 100 yards receiving.
Yo, if he gets one more, he breaks or he ties
with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I don't think the Saints are going to stop that little 100-yard game streak, but Drew Brees does know how to handle certain situations when it comes to him, and the same thing with AR, but I'm going with Brees on this. I got to rock with Brees.
This is tough. It really is tough. But I'm going to go with Breeze is like Brady. He's like Rodgers. You can't give him time to do anything. You can't leave him time. I'm gonna go with Breeze.
I want to go with Breeze. But I think Vikings have the better defense. And defense wins championships. Defense wins games. I just feel Breeze pulled that out against the Ravens by luck last week. The only way the Saints win this game if Kamara is in a flow. He has not been in the flow since Ingram came back. That's the issue there. Michael Thomas is your number one receiver, but who else you going to go to? I mean, you got Ben Watson, but Ben Watson has not been productive. You have I don't even know the other wide receiver for the Saints.
You got Cameron Meredith. Cameron Meredith. Ted Ginn, he's hurt.
Yeah, he's done for the year. I think he's on IR.
Yeah, he's done for the year. They got the young boy Traquan Smith or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's actually pretty decent for real.
I really like the Vikings more. I think the weapons are more with the Vikings than they are with the Saints because they're not utilizing Kamara and Ingram like they did last year. You see, when Kamara was the number one back and Ingram was gone, Kamara was beasting. Now it's like Ingram was taking majority of the snaps, and now Kamara is getting less snaps, and it's just not working out in that department. I love Michael Thomas. I got him in my fantasy, so I love Michael Thomas. That's my guy. Everybody in the work league wants Michael Thomas. They want to trade me for Michael Thomas. Damn near. I'm just being honest. I got traded everybody in the league for Michael Thomas. Damn near. Every team in the league asked for Michael Thomas. But I like the Vikings here. I think Kirk Cousins get it done at home. I love Breeze. Breeze is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. And I'm tired of people saying, oh, he's the greatest quarterback under 6 feet. He's just one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Forget his height. Period. That's just
like you said. If it wasn't for Super Bowl rings, I think he'd
be better than Brady. If it wasn't for Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
I think if they both had one Super Bowl ring split and Brady didn't have 5, Breeze is the better quarterback. Look at the stat. Look at the stats. Breeze outdued Brady in damn near passing categories this year alone.
I don't know.
And look who Breeze beat to get that ring too. Peyton.
I'll tell you like this though. If we discredit the Super Bowls, are we discrediting the playoffs too?
We're not discrediting the playoffs, but
Drew Brees' playoff record, he's 7-6. But that boy Brady 21-7.
Which is understandable.
But if you're just talking about stats alone,
we're talking about career stats alone. Brees is a better quarterback than Brady in career stats alone.
Now take away the playoff wins that they cheated.
man.
Oh, like the tech rule in Oakland.
Well, those two. Well, technically, if you want to go that route, Dante, it wasn't Brady that won the Super Bowls. It was Vinatieri. We'll make it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
2 Super Bowls for Vinatieri.
Vinatieri got like 6 Super Bowls. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He finished it off, but you already know.
Yeah, he was in a position to make the field goal, so it's there. But I just think in career
stat-wise, probably. I know Brady has more TDs. Breeze averaged more yards, but if you look at it in Brady's first couple of years, like Brady's first 4 or 5 years, he was a good QB who had a great team, but then he took off 2 years before he got Randy. That's when he started taking off, when he threw that 50 TDs in a year. Like, before that, he was like 28 touchdowns, 14 picks. Like, he was pretty good, you know what I mean? But he took off 2 years before that and just didn't look back. Like, he actually had to carry his team. Before, the team was great around Brady, and then the team fell off, and it was just Brady and Belichick. And he just built around him.
Yeah, but I just feel like with Breeze, like Breeze and Brady, they are the two quarterbacks that can make a wide receiver great.
Yeah, definitely.
They could make a wide receiver great. They could be a 7th round pick from Community College of Philadelphia and be great.
Right.
And I'm just being honest.
No, it's definitely debatable though. I mean, you can definitely say Drew Brees is the better passer overall. He probably has a higher rating than Brady, so it just depends on how you look.
I think as far as pass attempts he does, pass completion does, passing yards, we already know that. Passing touchdowns, they're neck and neck because they're playing every week. So
and it's kind of hard to say too, because you got to remember Brady's first year he didn't start. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really have stats for that. Drew Brees, I believe, came out the year after or the year before or whatever, but he's been starting since he got drafted. Brady is more so when it got hot in the playoffs. Yeah.
Year after.
It's the year after, yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? And I think Drew Brees is like a year or 2 younger than Brady. Not that it matters, but just like when they got drafted. So, it's close. Ultimately, I think Drew Brees gets, stays with the record until Brady says, I want to stay another year. And I think he will, because that's just who Brady is. Like, he's like,
I think as long as
Brady stays, Birdie playing until he's 45 or Warren Moon 48.
Brady wants all them stats. I'm trying to tell you right now. Once he finds out Drew Brees retires, he's staying for another year. Like,
my thing is this: I think Brady's going to keep playing until Brees retire, and Brees going to keep playing until Brady retires.
See, I think Brees, he knows, Brady's not going to stop. So I need to just throw in the towel, and because Brady's not going to stop. That's just his personality. You see him on the field, but you can definitely argue he's a better passer though, as far as percentage too.
The next 16 years, we gonna be saying who the better quarterback, Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I see Brady and Brees. That's how I see it. Goff
reminds me of Brady too.
And Mahomes reminds you a little bit of the gunslinger in Drew Brees, but Drew Brees don't scramble like Mahomes does, So
a mix between Brees and Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mix between Breathing Brett.
Speaking of the Patriots, this is gonna be the most boringest Monday Night Football game ever. Patriots Bills. I think this should be a clean sweep.
Yeah,
Patriots all the way.
I ain't even gonna comment why.
We don't even have to break this game down. We already know no Josh Allen, and they just playing horrible. So Buffalo, you'll be out there in the cold.
They playing with their third string with Derek Anderson. Come on.
Yeah, because Nate Peterman is garbage. Like, he's hot garbage. You need to just throw him in the dumpster. They need to go find him a quarterback in the CFL. Call Johnny Manziel or something. Do something.
Get Johnny Football back in here.
Yeah, get Johnny Football back. I don't care.
Look, call Romo out the booth. He'll come down.
I would be happy with Jay Cutler. Like, the fuck? I'll be happy with him. But bring Jay Cutler down. You know what I'm saying?
Bring Tyrod back. He not doing nothing.
I still do not know how the Bills fucking beat the Vikings though. That's some crazy ass shit. Like even looking back, we still hurt over there. We like what? Yeah.
How?
How they did that?
I told y'all the NFL is a conspiracy. The NFL is conspiracy. It's too much going on with these kickers and these refs. They don't know nothing these days, man. But that's it, y'all. We went through all the picks of Week 8. Hopefully, I'm not in pain on Sunday to watch any games because I got a long day tomorrow. I got a real long day tomorrow. So
no eating after 12.
It's 9:34. I got time. Listen, I got time. But
you better get all drinks. You better get all hydration.
How y'all feel about your picks this week, though? Y'all
I'm confident in my picks this week.
Hopefully it goes. Every time I be on the road, I'm like, damn it, who lost? Oh, why? Like, and then once that one starts and they all keep rolling, you like, come on.
I ain't picking no more sleepers. That's what killed me early in the season.
I think I only got one sleeper.
You picked Dallas.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that dumb shit, man. I'm calling it straight up. I ain't overthinking shit. Like that's a wrap. I'm picking one.
That one game, what you picked, Dallas over the Seahawks or something? I'm like, why you pick Dallas?
It was still close, though. It was still close. And that's the thing, because, like, that could keep them in games. But it's like, how the fuck – like, how do they even move the ball? And then you look at the stats, and you're like, wow. Like, the receivers each had 30 yards apiece, but Dak still was able to keep them in the game, which is wild.
Yo, Zeke didn't do anything that Washington game.
Yo, like, how the fuck are they even in the game? They don't have any receivers. I think Amari Cooper is going to be good for them. I don't think he's going to turn into all of a greater receiver, but he's going to help them out. He's going to help them stretch the field.
Speaking of the Amari Cooper trade, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like he's going to be a big threat for them. But the only way he's going to be a big threat for them is the offensive line blocks for Dak.
Yeah.
There's no way that Cole Beasley is your number one target and he's leading the team in receptions with 33 receptions.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think Amari Cooper is going to piss the Oakland Raiders team off. I'm like, oh, this is why you trade me? Oh, I'm a ball out.
Yeah,